Hello and welcome to 2 seconds. Hello and welcome to ABS Tier 4 Season 6 for the first round of the season at Bahrain, as we always do. I don't know what else to say. It will be an interesting race for these drivers. It will probably be one of their first races on the game. They're still getting to grips with all the new handling model and the new strategies. The strategy could be quite important today with people doing lots of different strategies. You've seen in Tier 1, 2 and 3 that people have been doing medium softs, soft medium, hard soft, or even like medium hard. So there's a lot of different strategies people can do, and they could definitely help them or hinder them if they choose the wrong one. Currently we have JRT Charlie with a 26.0 in P1, with Aaron on behind with a 26.2, and Adam Minto in P3 with a 26.3. It's relatively close at the moment between the top 10, considering it's only I think it's about 10 minutes into quali, with the top 10 being separated by about 1.1 seconds. We'll go on board with Aaron Ocon at the with Aaron Ocon now, coming down into turn 1. Spots the braking point. Brakes a little bit too late, goes a bit wide of the apex, but carries decent momentum through corner, and he's spun it. He's got on that tricky curb, and that has spun him around. That's ruined his lap. He'll have to pit for another set of tyres. That's a set wasted for him. LDMB Hill comes to line. He sets a 26.2 P3, only 2 and a bit tenths off provisional part at the moment, as we've got SJPG around. We'll go on board with your boy Jake, coming through the second sector now. Had what looked like to be a pretty decent sector 1. Carries decent minimum speed through that corner, good momentum. Up through this tricky right-hander, which you can take flat, but unfortunately he's not been the smoothest with his steering, and he spun the car around there. That's unfortunate for him. Okay, that isn't working. We'll go on board with Beans F1 now then. Come through the final corner, ready to start his lap. Staying to the left hand side so he can open up the corner as much as possible. Uses the curb, which not many drivers do, but carrying decent momentum through the corner. Decent on traction there, activates DRS very nicely there. Up to turn 4. Hits very close to the apex there, good speed, and that's a pretty solid sector 1. 27.9, one of the stronger ones there's been so far. Through sector 2 now, we took that right left very nicely. Again, carrying good momentum through the lap. Into this tricky downhill break, I believe turn 9 or turn 10. Hits the apex. Decent on traction, activates DRS as Falcon gets out of the way nicely there. Hopefully it didn't give him too much dirty air. Slightly wide of the apex through that corner, but still carrying good momentum. Can he take this corner flat? Yes, he does. 5.1 middle split, that's pretty solid. Should set him for possibly a top, definitely a top 10 it looks like. Down to the final corner now. Slightly misses the apex, but still gets on traction nicely into the line. Activating DRS, speed sets a 126.5. So he puts a P7. That's a good lap from Beans there. As Jet Belly 1, I believe, retired. I don't know if he crashed or he's done it in the pits. I'm unaware of that. We'll go on board with Communist now. He's going into the tricky left-hander there. Hits the apex nicely and very good minimum speed through there. Up the straight now, staying to the right to open up the next corner as much as possible. Using the curb as much track as possible. Slightly well at the apex, but again, good minimum speed there. Can he take this flat out, this right-hander flat? And he does. That's a very competitive middle sector split. I think Communist is on for a provisional pole at the moment. He's about 7 tips up of what Beans did, and Beans was able to set a 26.5, so this should be able to be a higher 25 here. Last corner, I think just about hits the apex there. Good drive. Oh, as Adaminto gets a pole, but Communist quickly takes that away over 25.7, so very close quality. Very good lap there from Communist, setting a 25.7, 2 tenths clear of Adaminto, who set a pretty decent lap himself with a 25.9. Adaminto was our champion last season, so you could probably expect him to be one of the stronger qualifiers today. Oh, this Falcon gets into P4. Just a strong lap from him there, 26.1. Oh, we're going to go on board with Ski Man now. Just come out of that tricky left-hander, activating DRS up straight, keeping to the right to open up the corner. Uses the curb there. Slightly misses the apex. Through this right-hander. He keeps it flat, but revs out 6 to make sure the car's a bit more stable. That's a competitive middle split here. He could be on for a top 3 if he nails the rest in the final sector. Into the final corner now. Wants to break a point very nicely. Beautiful apex, a beautiful corner there from him. Hitting the apex nicely into the line. It's going to be a 26.2 P5. Good for Red Bull there. P4 and P5 on the grid currently. Is SJPG. Sets a 25.631, goes original pole by 1/10. That's a very impressive lap there from SJP. He wasn't someone who raced much last season. I believe he did 1 race, so this could be an opportunity for him to prove himself and why he can fight at the top. GSL Thrasher on a lap now. He set a very competitive middle split, and he could be on for, I believe, another top 3, provisional top 3 at the moment. Through the final corner, activating DRS, and across the line he sets a 1:26.0 P5. That's a solid lap there from Thrasher. LDMB Hill then. Oh, he's invalidated, unfortunately for him. We'll go on board with Kyle 91 Smith then. I think he's on the lap. Let's see. 27.9 first sector. That's solid from Kyle, but he hits the tricky curb. That curb through the right, the left, which is a very tricky corner to couple of corners to go through. Is that if you hit those curves, you'll just spin around straight away. So, fortunately there for Kyle, and he has DNF'd and hit the barriers. So. Be very frustrated with that. That's definitely not what he was hoping for during qualifying. As your boy Jakes had an off, he was on a good lap, but unfortunately he's hit the barrier it seems and lost his front wing. Unfortunately it's showing oh okay, we got 2 minutes left of qualifying, so I think people will be going out soon for their final runs. But nevertheless we have B Hill on a lap. Coming through the first sector, 27.8, that's a decent first sector. Looks like he took that right left very nicely there. Carrying good momentum through the corners. Up to this tricky downhill braking. Can he spot his breaker point and get to the apex? Slightly wide of the apex, but still manages to get the car slowed down nicely. Activates DRS. Staying to the right side of the track again to open up the corner, as I said multiple times. Using all the curb. Took that corner quite nicely, but ran out on the curve. That will lose him a little bit of time there. And he does take this corner flat. 4.5 middle split. That was a very strong middle split and a purple middle sector. He could be on for a pole, but probably a top 3 here. Into the final corner. Hits the apex nicely. A good drive out the corner. Is this going to be provisional pole? He activates DRS. Not quite. 25.8. Still a very solid lap from B. He'll put in P3. I think that'll be his qualifying over unless he's going for back-to-back laps, but he doesn't have the energy deployment to do that. Watch Beans F1 as he completes his, which will probably be his final lap of qualifying. He's about half tenth down on his time now, but if he can get a good final sector, he should be able to make that time up. His final sector 4 was definitely not optimal. Going now to third gear there to get a bit more rotation through the corner. Seems like he had quite a good drive out of the corner, and he's going to set a 26.4, a slight improvement, but he doesn't actually gain any positions, but it does cement his position in P11, which as we've seen is a very strong position to be in with that medium soft strategy, which he may go for. Adam Minto now out of the final corner. He's up on his time. Can he get pole? Activating DRS. And it's a 25.9, and he hasn't improved in his time. He lost a bit of time in that final sector. Unfortunate there for Adam, but still a very good qualifying from him. B Hill's not improving. Communist is slightly down, but his first sector, 27.5, is still very competitive. So we'll stay on board with him as he looks to try and get pole. Through this tricky left-hander. Didn't give me the best camera angle there, but it seemed like he took the corner fairly nicely. Activates DRS, staying to the right of the track. Using the curb. Hits the apex nicely. Can he take this flat out? Yep, full send through there, committing. And he's 3 tenths up on his time. This is a stonking lap from Communist. Can he keep it together now? He's getting slipstream slightly from the Haas in front. But hopefully that doesn't hinder him through the last corner and give him dirty air. He should be fine though. And that Haas can also give him DRS up, slipstream up the straight. He activates DRS now. Is this pole for Communist? It is pole, 25.466. Pole by 2 tenths. That's a great lap there by Communist. Is anyone else on a lap? GLC Charlie's improving on a lap. A decent first sector for him. Trying to open up the corners as much as possible. That's a very competitive middle split. He could be on for pole here, GLC Charlie, if he keeps it together. Through the last corner, hitting the apex nicely, getting a good drive out the corner. Is this pole for GLC Charlie? It's going to be very close with Communist. It's pole by 16 thousandths of a second. That's a great lap from Charlie, especially considering he's a reserve. And that is qualifying over then. So we've got Charlie on pole, who pipped Communist at the end by 16 thousandths of a second. Then we have SJPG in P3, B Hill in P4, and Jake rounds out the top 5. Then we have Beans P6, Adam P7. Oh, I didn't see that. Adam P7, Falcon P8, Thrasher P9, and Ski Man runs out the top 10. Top 10 separated by 7.5 tenths, so that's fairly competitive. Especially at the top there of 16 thousandths separating pole. I'll open a Twitch chat now if people want to go and do their predictions, because I know people like to do that. Charlie's left session. I'll just have to quickly invite him back in because I'm the only one on comms today. Apologies for this. You can't see, but they'll be starting the formation up now. There you go, the formation up started. Let's go and get the tyres up. So, everyone is in the top 10, obviously on softs. And then everyone outside the top 10 except the Idioint 606. I hopefully I haven't butchered that name too badly. They're all on mediums other than the Haas P18 on softs. So interesting strategy call for him. Maybe he's trying to capitalise early on. As Jet Belly's spun already. It's not great for his confidence there. Don't know what's going on at the back there, but we'll leave him to it. So obviously formation up's key to make sure your tyres are all warmed up nicely for the start. If you obviously don't warm up nicely, or to get disqualified if you make contact with someone, you are most likely going to have quite a poor start and lose a few positions, which is obviously not ideal. Ooh. Hello, Lewis. Yeah, as I said there, making contact. I think that's both Hasses made contact, so they're not really worked together well so far. Charlie's really slowing down the pack here, just warming up his tyres and making sure the drivers at the rear of the field aren't too far behind to cool his tyres down whilst he's on the grid. Oh, I'm being told to shush. Thanks, Lewis. So the cars are now lining up on the grid. Should get a good camera angle when the lights start going. There we go. The lights are out of sync with the revs, as they always are. It's been a glitch for a while now. Okay, the revs are starting to go. And it's lights out, and away we go. Charlie gets a very good start then. He's pulling away from the field nicely. At the back it was a fairly even start, but Alfa Romeo's absolutely lost it and hit all the boards and the wall there. I think that was Aaron Ocon, but I'm not sure. Through the first corner there, Charlie maintains his position in the lead. As there looks like there's carnage behind, just quite a few drivers have gone off there. SJPG and EXFL Charlie have spun. Through the first sector now, Charlie leads from Communist. Top two maintaining their positions from qualifying, and Charlie's pulling a decent gap at the moment to the rest, to the Communists behind. As Sam the Nick spun there, that is not ideal for him. Really looking forward to we were trying to have a clean start, but that's obviously not happened to him or SJPG, as I said previously. Fastgo's had a great. Adams, Jet Belly 1 spun at the back there, but Farscope and Wideboy Lewis have had a great start there. They're on the medium tyres, which will be much slower than the softs at the moment. They've got themselves into the top 10. If they can maintain, if they can hold on to the train, that would be good. But through that fast right-hander, I think Farscope's tagged Falcon then. He may have got damage, but I'm not sure. And it's lost Falcon a bit of time there as he's gone sideways through that corner. So the field's spreading out now, but at the front they're almost side by side into the first corner. Communist is looking for a move on JRT Charlie. Oh, I'm not really getting a good camera on him, but Charlie manages to hold his position. But Communist is coming back at him. Up to turn 4 they go, side by side into the corner. Who's going to come out on top? Communist with the inside line. But Communist has poor traction and almost takes out Charlie, and Charlie gets back in front. Charlie maintains the lead of the Grand Prix with B Hills tucked in behind, as Adam Minto has lost the DRS so far to the top 3, and B Hills trying to challenge around the outside there of Communist, but Communist defends it well. Further down the field, though, I think Farscope's had a moment because he's lost a couple of positions it looked like, and it's now fighting with Fire King. Bit of contact there, but Farscope stays in front. But on that straight, I missed it, sorry, but Charlie's lost position to Communist. Communist was able to get a better exit and pull ahead as there's a virtual safety car. There's been so much action at the moment, I'm not keeping up with it at all, so apologies for that. But yeah, we've had Charlie's retired from the session. He must have had a glitch or something. He was struggling to get back in the session, and then 5 drivers have pit so far, assuming they probably all got damage of some sort, so that's not ideal for them. You'd obviously, as I said previously, you want to have a good start, and that's not been the case for 5 of those then, and Charlie also then, as I said, DNF'd. Sam and Nick picking a penalty up under the virtual safety car. That is quite silly to do. But as we get away now, Communist and Charlie are battling it out. Communist gets the better of Charlie through the first turn, but up to turn 4, Charlie has the DRS. He's pulling to the outside of Communist. Can Charlie go around the outside? No, he looks for the switchback. Does Charlie get the switchback? Not quite. Communist maintains the lead here. This is a great battle between them as B Hill's just chilling behind them, and Adam Minto's is just clutching onto DRS at the moment. Further behind, we've had another driver pit, the Haas of the Idioint. I've butchered that again. Apologies for that. Yeah, again, I assume he's probably got damage of some sort and he's been forced to pit onto the hards. Those hards won't make it to the end, so they will probably have to pit again, which is makes their situation even worse. I'll stay on board with the leaders though, because they're having a great battle at the moment. Communist still maintaining the lead from Charlie. B Hill and Adam are tucked behind, just in the DRS. Adam's just fallen slightly out of the DRS there. That's unfortunate for him, as we've had an off. Who's that? That's the Idoint in the Haas in P18, spun around. The race goes from bad to worse there. Up the straight we go now. Up the straight we go now. Charlie is tucked in Communist slipstream and DRS. Is he looking for a move? No, he fakes and backs out of it. But there's still another DRS zone to come. Can Charlie get a good exit and get the better of Communist here? Up to turn 4 we go. Charlie's tucked in behind Communist in the slipstream with a DRS and using overtake. Round the outside he goes. Can he hold on? It's side by side into the into the quick right left. Oh, and there's contact. Communist is around. That is completely ruined his race. That was almost inevitable that they was going to make contact and someone was going to come out worse, and unfortunately for Communist, he's came out worse. He's lost a load of positions and probably about 7 seconds to the leader, so that's bitterly disappointing for him. But that has allowed B Hill then, with that contact Charlie and Communist has, to get into the lead, so B Hill is now leading this race. So the top 3 are now clear of the field. And behind we have the 2 wide boys of Wide Boy Jake and Lewis tucked in P4 and P5. Oh, and JRT Charlie is spun through the tricky right-hander. He's gone and hit the board. I think his front wing looks like it's not damaged, but the 2 leaders from 1 lap ago have both spun and are now in P4 and P5 as the Idoint has I think retired on track. Yep, they've retired on track. I don't know what that's about. There, we're getting a pen for that. Anyway, looking with the leaders now, we have B Hill and Adam at the top there. B Hill's broken DRS to Adam, so B Hill will be looking to pull away. However, B Hill has used up a bit more ERS than Adam, so maybe Adam could use a bit of that ERS to close back in. Behind, someone who's looking in a great position is Y-Boy Lewis on the mediums. He's on the mediums. He might be doing a medium softs, I think. So if he's able to pull that strategy off with the positions he's in currently, he could be on for a podium definitely. There's not much action at the moment, but we do have Beans right behind Fire King. Beans on those softs. They're probably a pretty similar pace now, the softs and the mediums, so should be a close battle. But Beans did make a mistake into that previous corner and lose a bit of time to Fire King, but he still has maintained the DRS. He's closing on on Fire King now. Oh, what have I got? Oh. As B Hill sets the fastest lap, then he's got great pace at the moment. He's pulling away from the field, and Communist is now looking to remove on Charlie. Communist is going to try and fight back up through the field. Pulling to the right hand side, a pretty simple DRS overtake there. Oh, to the games, you mean? Okay, I'll do that in a sec. Up into turn 4 now, Communist has got that move done nicely. He's maintaining the position to Charlie. As you've got a safety car who's crashed. Aaron Ocon has, through that tricky right-hander, as I've been saying, for a lot of the stream, he's crashed there and into the wall and ruined his race, so he's out of the race now. Very unfortunate for Aaron. But it does make strategy extremely interesting. What tyres are these guys going to go onto? The soft runners can pit onto hards and they'll be able to make it to the end. I think mediums will be a bit of a stretch to pit onto at the moment, so yeah, just have to wait to see what they do. Oh, can you not? Oh, let me quickly check that. I think Twitch is just messing up then. Let me go check. Include your audio, you'd have to oh, I almost turned my console off then. Yeah, to include your audio, you'd have to go click the button, but obviously you can't else do that, so yeah. So looking at the strategy then, we've got Lewis and Fast Scoop just stayed out on the mediums, so now I assume they'll be trying to extend their medium stint to then do a medium soft, but they'll definitely be put under pressure a lot by the by B Hill and Adam behind, since they are on the hard tyres and probably will have better pace throughout the rest of this race. Behind there we have Jake. He's gone onto the mediums, so I don't know if he's trying to extend those mediums or maybe do a 2-stop now and do a soft, medium, soft. Quite a mixed field in terms of strategy there, as Charlie goes off under safety car. Because there's Fire King's on to softs, interestingly, so he might be doing a soft now. And let me just go check what tyres he started on. Yeah, he started on medium, so he might be doing a soft. But other than that, I think most of these guys on the hards should be able to go to the end, and the guys on the mediums will probably be doing a medium soft now. Or they're trying to extend their medium, which could put them at risk of getting a puncher. But we'll have to see. I assume the safety car will be in next lap then, as the Haas and the Red Bull still are yet to catch up. Drivers have been able to keep it pretty clean on time penalties at the moment. We've only got Sam the Nick who's picked up a penalty, but the rest of them have all managed to keep it clean. I'm just going to go run through warnings now. We've got Lewis got 2, Farscope's got 2, Beehill's clean, Adam's got a warning, Jake's got nothing. So most of them have got about 1 or 2 warnings, and other than Sam the Nick, who I think has got 6 seconds there. Yeah, it's 6 seconds. He's had a miserable start to the race in terms of picking up penalties. So in terms of position gains, people who benefit the most are obviously Lewis and Farscope, who have stayed out on the safety car. We've also got Kyle 91 Swift there. He's pitted, so he is, I think, yeah, he's net P7, so but he's made up 11 positions in P9. Yeah, so Sam the Nick's getting very close to Adam and hitting him under safety car. I don't know what he's doing. He's been an absolute melon, as you might say. But yeah, that's unfortunate there. Unfortunate for Adam there. He's got that penalty on him. He's in AI now, gonna report that to the stewards after the race. Hopefully get it removed. Hopefully for Adam's sake, there's not another safety car and he can just take those hard to the end, and then that penalty should be able to be removed pretty easily. But I doubt that penalty will be removed for Sam the Nick, because he was at fault for that, it looked like. But the safety car is in this lap, so cars are weaving to try and get some temperature in their tyres to get a good restart. Lewis will be looking to catch out the field, so he's trying to give a gap to the safety car to probably go last corner. Oh, Falcon spun. Oh, it says he's got a collision with Idil, so maybe he's been hit from behind, I'm unsure. But that's unfortunate there for Falcon, but Lewis has gone. He hasn't really crossed out the field much. Farscope is tucked right in behind Lewis and has got more momentum. Can Farscope look for a move into the first corner here? He doesn't, but Beehill and Adam behind. I don't know what happened there, but they both sent it into that corner and made quite a lot of contact, but no one's been spun around, so it's fine. Lewis still leads from Farscope then, and Adam's been being put under pressure by White Boy Jake on those mediums, which will be much quicker than the hards at the moment. In behind, Fire King on those softs making moves as you'd expect. Softs will be much quicker than those mediums with beans that he's just overtaken. Seems to be a bit of a DRS train here, as Thrasher's losing out to JRT Charlie there, as Charlie nips through. Very optimistic move from him. As Charlie's then also looking up the inside of the Mercedes of Communist. Can Charlie make the move? And he has. They're side by side into this corner. Charlie brakes later, and can he get the position? It looks like he has. Charlie is into P6 then. Up at the front, it's very tight. And Farscope's spun through that tricky right-hander. That's a disaster for him, and he's also taken out Kyle 91 Smith, I think. Or Kyle spun on his own. Oh, that was separate. So Kyle's also lost it at the same corner. And there's another safety car. As Lewis does pit, I think he'll go on to the hards then. This really benefits White Boy Jake though, as he could be able to take these mediums to the end if there's enough safety cars, as well as Charlie. So it's definitely benefiting the medium runners at the moment, and possibly Fire King, making it easier for him to do soft. Although I'd probably pit onto mediums or hards, because I think doing a two-stop would be a bit slower at the rate of safety cars we're getting. So those who pit who got penalties, like Jet Belly 1 and Sam the Nick, have got those penalties, those 5-second penalties. They served them in the pits. I think Jet Belly 1 might still have, so Jet Belly and Farscope still have 5-second penalties that they I guess they picked up 10 seconds there, which is unfortunate for them. So from P9 downwards, they've all put onto fresh tyres. Again, a mixed bag of tyres. You've got hards, mediums and soft being selected, so people trying to try different strategies, maybe unaware of the fastest strategy at the moment, which would probably be going on to medium. So SJPG and Jet Belly and B Hill have all chosen the right strategy then. Although I'm surprised B Hill picked, because he was in I think the lead of the race, or close enough to the lead, so I don't know if he had damage or something. Oh yeah, B Hill got front wing damage. I think maybe he hit fast scopes as fast scope spun through that right hander, so that's very unfortunate for B Hill. Wrong place, wrong time as Charlie spun under safety car. That is not ideal there for Charlie, and he is now lost 40, gone down to P14, and has probably caused a mess in terms of illegal overtakes. So that is not ideal. Hopefully there isn't a mess of illegal overtakes, because we did have that in tier 3, I believe. Yep, there people are getting yellow flag stuff. This is a great game, as we all know. No glitches whatsoever. So yeah, that nah, I don't think you include audio at all. It's just messed up. I can't change it. Like, I tried to change it, but it is still not there. Then I can't do anything about it. Oh, and Jet Belly 1 and Salmonic have collided again. They've had a mare. I think Salmonic's hit, and Salmonic's been hit by JRC Charlie. I think there's a bit of lag there. It looks like Jet Belly's lagging. I honestly don't know. It's just a bit of a mess under safety car, which it's a bit stupid considering you're going at like half speed, so you shouldn't really be getting into many incidents. So it's going to be an interesting battle for the lead then. Assuming, hopefully there's no safety cars, it will be a top 4, or most of the top 5 will have a good battle, as the Idle went spun under safety car, more collisions under safety car, and a mess. Anyway, yeah, so the top 5 should, well, most of the field being on hards and mediums, it will make it interesting. The mediums will obviously be initially faster at the moment. They should be able to pull a bit of a gap to the hard runners, but later on in the race, the hard runners should be able to come back, and so if they hold on to the DRS, they should be in a strong position to win. It's ultimately to come down to who can preserve their tyres the best, because tyre wear can be quite varied on the on this game compared to last game based on your setups. So those on pad will probably be a bit of a disadvantage to the end of having more tyre wear. Someone like Beans and Will could benefit from that. So I think, yeah, a lot of people got 5s, a lot of time penalties. Sam the Nick's almost being disqualified there with 26 seconds. Not ideal for him. He's got 4 5-second penalties and got 2 track limit penalties. So the safety car is coming in this lap. Adam Minto will lead him away. Something he should be used to, as he's been at the front of the grid many times in Tier 4, as he was the champion last season. Unlike Lewis, he'll be should be able to maybe catch out Jake. We'll have to see. He's rolling up the tyres. It looks like he's gone. He has gone. He's caught Jake napping slightly. He's built a decent gap up to Jake behind. Most of the field are separated by half a second. Mr. Idoin has spun at the back there, unfortunate for him. There's a whole array of position changes, loads of people pitting and whatnot. But at the front we've got Adam Mintos getting through the first corner cleanly, leading to Jake and Communist behind. Top 5 have all pulled away, and then Jet Belly 1 is tucked in there in P6 with quite a big gap back to the top 5, so we'll be looking to close that apple, though that will be quite a hard task. Sam the Nick is behind him, with B Hill behind Sam the Nick there. So a lot of people were pit up then, so that was interesting. 4 people in the safety car period. Interesting strategy call that they didn't pit during the safety car unless they picked damage on that last lap of the safety car. Adam Minto being pressurised by Wireboy Jake, then as I'll go on to back to the tyres. Yes, Adam Minto on those hards will be slower than Jake, so that's why Jake's able to stick with him quite nicely. But Beans, even though you'd probably expect him to be a bit quicker than Communist on the mediums, lost DRS, so it's not ideal for him, and he's going to be put under pressure by Falcon behind, who's pretty much got the same lap old tyres, so they'll be around the same pace in terms of tyres. Jet Belly 1 is closing up very nicely though to these top guys. He has got fresh mediums on, and he's been able to close over a second in this lap, so that's impressive race pace there from Jet Belly. As we've got a is that JLT? Yeah, JLT Charlie spun. His tyres are absolutely boiling at this point. He's done about 10 trillion donuts there. As Jet Belly 1 sets the fastest lap of the race, he's got great pace there. I'll chop back up to the leaders though. Oh, Sam the Nick has pit. Apologies for that. Just running through the order. We've got Adam Minto. He's been pressurised by Y-Boy Jake here. Even though they don't have DRS, can Y-Boy Jake go for a move? He's looking to the outside. Adam defending inside. They're making a lot of contact, trying to keep really squeezing each other there. Adam Minto does come out on top though, and Jake's trying to leave his front wing in there, but he does back out in the end. Through the left-right, Jake loses a bit of time to Adam there, as Charlie has retired. I don't know if it won't reset track on. Charlie's what, is he DNF'd on the straight? That's very interesting. I don't know what's happened there, and that's caused the virtual safety car. I'm not really sure how you can go and DNF on a straight, but Tier 4 can be full of surprises sometimes. So now the whole field is on a set of mediums or a set of hards. They should all be able to go to the end pretty much. It'll be quite tight for people like the Idoins and people like Jake and Beans on those mediums. But hopefully the safety car has helped him a bit tyre wear. So we get underway then from the with VSC restart. Lewis was right on the back of Fastcup Denvers. Through that tricky left-hander, a load of those guys are making a little bit of contact. But now DRS is enabled and it will make it much easier to make overtakes. Falcon is pressurising Beans here, but I don't think he'll be able to make the move. Into turn 1, Adam Minto leads from Jake and Communist. They'll be very tight as Falcon's putting Beans under even more pressure. Falcon's looking for a move behind, but up this straight, can any of the top 3 make a move? As Beans, I think, yeah, Beans has spun behind. I think he's lost it on traction now out of turn 3. That is terrible for him. I think maybe he's caught the curb at turn 2 even and spun around. Still in the points though, so still recover a decent result. And Jet Belly 1's right on the back of Falcon. Jet Belly 1 sends it down the inside. A beautiful move there. He goes a bit deep and Falcon does get the switch back on him. Side by side into this left-hander. What's going to happen here? And Falcon backs out sensibly. Great move by Jet Belly 1. He's been looking to pressurise the top 3 here. Can Jet Belly 1 be on for a podium or even a win? He seems to have great pace at the moment, and the mediums he has on will go to the end. Behind, right at the back there we have SJP and Sam the Nick going side by side through turn 4. On the exit though, SJP gets a position. We'll look at the top, stay with the top 3 here as Sam the Nick's actually going slowly. I don't know, actually no, it's the Idoint's going slowly, so it's probably got a bit squiggly on exit there and had to save the car. But anyway, onto the straight we go. Adam Minto got 3 attempts to wipe Jake behind, and Jake has got the DRS and slipstream. Can Jake go for a move into the first corner? Is this going to be 3 wide into the first corner? Not quite. Communist doesn't try and make it 3 wide, and Adam is able to hold on, but he does go a bit deep. Can they get the switch back on him? They can. Jake gets a great exit. Can Jake overtake Adam here? And could Communist, it looks like he's also going for a move. It's 3 wide into the corner. Lope. Communist backs out again. Clever driver from Communist, not taking any risk, and Adam holds on brilliantly. Great defending from there. Holding in the inside line and then squeezing Jake out on exit. Through the right-left here. Adam's maintaining his position well. Remember, at the end of the race, Adam on those hards will be quicker, so we just have to hold on in front of Jake as long as he can. Behind Thrasher's pit, maybe he's got a front wing change. Shame for Thrasher, he's really had a miserable race as SJPG's making his way up position the field very nicely. He was in P14 a lap ago and he's already made himself his way up to P10. As Jake's looking for a move on Adam down the inside into this corner. Not quite able to make it, and Jake is a bit squirmish on exit there. Jake's still sticking very close to the rear of Adam there. Same with Communist, we've got a 3-man train at the front here. Can Jake make a move onto Adam on this main straight? He's right behind Adam. Can Jake get a good exit? It looks like he does. Adam actually gets a really poor exit, so that's helped Jake a lot. Can Communist even maybe overtake Adam? As Jet Belly and B Hill have got great pace behind. Into turn 1 we go. Adam and Jake side by side. Adam making a bit of contact with Jake there. And out of turn 2 in through turn 3. Adams maintained the lead, but Communist has snuck up the inside of Jake there. Great opportunistic driving there from Communist. Communist is going to the outside. Can Communist make it work? No, he can't. As Jake sends the silly whip up the inside, then it looks like, and spun. I think that's a racing incident. That will definitely be sent to the stewards room though if Jake does feel it's Communist's fault. So now that released the pressure of Jake, but then with their battling, it's allowed Jet Belly 1 to get into the DRS. He was 3 and a bit seconds behind a few laps ago. He's been able to close that gap very nicely with the fresher mediums, which obviously will be quicker than their a bit older hards. Communist goes a bit deep into that corner. Can it open up for Jet Belly 1? He's looking for the inside here. Using all his overtake. Can Jet Belly 1 go down the inside here? Nope, he thinks better of it. He backs out. The front 3 have all got relatively low ERS here. Adam Minto's got the highest on 30%. B Hill and P4's got under 10%, so they have drained their battery quite a lot, although Falcon is sitting nicely on 60%, so could he be a factor at the end of the race? Can he close in on these top guys? Anyway, we've got Communist is a bit far, right, almost on the edge of losing DRS at the moment. He's 8 tenths behind Adam. He won't be threatening Adam into turn 1 here, but the Communist does have Jet Belly 1 right behind him. Jet Belly 1 opting to not use any ERS at the moment, save it for the right moment. Communist has burned his ERS, trying to defend from Jet Belly 1 possibly. Through turn 1, Communist has closed up to Adam a bit. Communist could be able to put Adam under a bit of pressure here into turn 4, but I don't think he'll be close enough. Nor Jet Belly 1. Not really much action elsewhere on track, so I'll keep these top 3. Adam through the right left. Got a 4/10 gap to Communist, and he seems to be taking that right left a bit better than Communist. I think he's been consistently gaining on Communist through that corner. So maybe he's got a bit more downforce, or he's just taking a better line through that corner. But Jet Belly 1, unlike Communist, is right on the back of the car in front, which it is Communist. So Jet Belly 1 is definitely one more racy out of the top 3 here. But because Communist has that DRS on Adam, he'll be struggling to get through. As Communist goes wide, maybe he's picked up a warning. That's not ideal for him as Thrasher sets the fast lap of the race. Communist goes wide again. He may have picked up 2 warnings then in the same on the same lap. Yep, Jet Belly 1's only got those 2 5-second penalties that I assume he should be able to get removed. So Jet Belly 1 is definitely in this race, and I assume will probably be on 0 penalties like the others if he gets those removed. Into the first quarter turn though, it's 3 wide. Jet Belly 1 down the inside. It's at a double overtake on the straight. That would be an amazing move if he's done it. Jet Belly 1 has stuck down the inside. That's a great move. Late braking, but unfortunately on exit he's got very squirmish. He's not got DRS either. Adam Minto and Communist are going to go past him. It's going to be 3 wide into this turn. Who's going to come out on top? Communist has got the inside line. Jet Belly 1 turns into Adam and causes Adam to go sideways. Adam loses his car a bit and has to recover. Jet Belly 1 gets through, although I think that instant is fault of Jet Belly's there. He's been turned in on Adam, not realising that Communist is also on the inside as Adam down under threat from B Hill. B Hill on those fresher mediums will definitely be able to get better traction than Adam. But Adam pushing B Hill on the curb, has been able to go and get a better exit. But they're side by side into this turn. B Hill snuck down the inside, but Adam's been able to get the switch back almost on him and got a better exit. But Adam has lost DRS to the 2 guys ahead. Can he gain for this final sector and get the DRS again? We'll have to see. Because up the front, Jet Belly 1. Now, with Communist ahead of him, not having that DRS benefit of Adam, should be a pretty easy move for Jet Belly down this straight, down the next DRS straight. Jet Belly 1 taking better lines than Communist as well, making up more time, but not getting in the slipstream there, so an interesting decision by him. Adam Minto has not got the DRS of Jet Belly, so I think we'll be seeing 2 overtakes on this DRS straight here. Jet Belly 1 enables his overtake, and the DRS. He's in the slipstream of Communist. Coming down the main straight, he pulls to the left, but he switches back to the right. A great dummy there on Communist. Into the corner. Jet Belly 1 has taken the lead of the race, but Communist behind is to get the DRS down this straight. Oh my god. I'm sorry I missed the top 2, but behind B Hill and Adam got a bit touchy on exit there, and I think Adam almost spun. I think B Hill was squeezing them out Again, unsure of that, I didn't catch that incident in full. As Adam Minto spun, he spun through the right left, he was taking that brilliantly all race, but unfortunately for him, he's probably clipped the curb and he's spun the car around. So Adam Minto now will be looking to hopefully just hold out this race for 10 laps, maybe he may hold P5, but Viking on those slightly fresher hards might be able to close up to Adam and get his DRS and overtake him. But Adam is out of the race for the lead, for the win then. But at the top here, Jet Belly 1 is pulling a decent gap to Communist through this lap. He's been able to pull 8 temps. Communist is still in the DRS, so he will gain on the straight. But it's just going to be a battle now. Can Jet Belly 1 pull out of the DRS, or is Communist going to be able to stick in and maybe make a move late on in the race? Because DRS and slipstream on this game is much more powerful than it was in 2020 it seems, and they're gaining a lot more on the straights, which is why falling out of DRS trains can be crucial. But with their less action being up the top, we've got Beans looking for a move on Viking here. Beans is not opting to go in the slipstream, but he's in the slipstream now, DRS and overtake enabled, although he's not able to make that move into turn 1 there. But can Beans get a good exit maybe and pressure Viking into turn 4? Beans has a bit of a compromised line then and doesn't get the best traction and Viking pulls away, so Beans not able to make a move on that lap. So it's just a battle of who can sail out the most overtaken, and can Communist stay in Jet Belly 1's DRS. Jet Belly 1 is on those faster tyres, so you'd probably expect him to be able to pull away from Communist, but that DRS is keeping Communist in the game, in the race at the moment. Again, the gap has actually gone down by a temp compared to last lap, is now 7 temps. Jet Belly 1 is training that ERS, he's not opting to save it, so that could affect him later on in the race, but he's got a good exit there, Jet Belly 1. He's 8 ahead of Communist. Communist will not pressure him into turn 1. Done his personal best lap by 5 temps, so clearly Communist is got up to speed with these tyres nicely and has got some very strong pace. Behind B Hill is dropping off of Communist, so maybe Jet Belly 1 is pulling Communist along, and I think that's affecting B Hill. So B Hill looks very comfortable in P3 at the moment. I doubt he's going to challenge leaders, so if he can maintain his pace and consistency, he should be able to take home the podium. There's Beans there, he's damaged his front wing, maybe he damaged it earlier when he spun, I'm not sure, but he's gone onto the soft tyres. Beans will be looking to hopefully get the fast lap and make up as many positions as he can. On the main straight here, Jet Belly 1 is pulling away from Communist. Can he break the DRS? It's 8 temps now, and with the better tyres, Jet Belly 1 might be able to go and break DRS, and Idol in the has spun again. He's not had a great race at all. So it is 8 temps. Can Jet Belly 1 break the DRS before the detection? No, he can't. Communist has got a good exit. But Jet Belly 1 has saved up 10% overtake on that lap. Maybe Jet Belly's want to think a bit more strategically now, saving that ERS to hopefully maybe burst it on 1 lap and go away. But he's burning it on this straight now, so all the saving he did previously, he's now used it all. Beans will be one to look out for at the end of this race on those fresh softs. He's definitely going to be the quickest person out on track, so he might be able to make a few moves on Farscopes and Lewis, who are only 2 seconds up the road from him. Because Communist gets a penalty. That's crucial for this race. Because Jet Belly 1, I believe, should be able to get those 2 penalties he got for stabbing Nick hitting him removed. So Communist is now will now have to pull out a miracle to possibly win this race, unless Jet Belly 1 does get a penalty. And let me just check penalties actually. Has Jet Belly got no? So Jet Belly, who will be able to get those 2 penalties removed, I assume. is provisionally looking good to win this race, considering Communist has now got that penalty behind and he's dropping out of DRS. Has Communist lost DRS? We'll have to see when he crosses the section point. Communist does get a good run through that corner, but I don't know if it will be enough. Communist has slightly more overtake though, and I think he has just stuck into the DRS by a few thousandths of a second. Yeah, he has got the DRS, so great run from Communist there, just about holding on to the DRS. I think someone's spun, I think. Well, no, I think SJPG's pit actually, so interesting strategy from him. I think he went onto the medium, so I guess he didn't think those mediums could make it to the end of the race, as Lewis and Varscope are fighting. So opens a move up for Beans. Beans down the inside of this corner. Nobody thinks better of it. He knows a move on these softs is inevitable, so he's playing it smart. Clever racing there from Beans. Beans burning his ERS though. Is he trying to go for a move into this last corner and put Lewis under pressure? Lewis does go a bit defensive. Beans makes a move down the inside there. Interesting there from Beans, but he does get a great exit, Beans, and he's going to whiz straight past wire boy Lewis. I think Farscope has given Lewis DRS. It's slipstream, sorry, but Beans has now got a slipstream of Farscope. Beans going to go down the inside into the first corner. Can he make the move stick? Bit of contact there with Farscope. He's gone and compromised Farscope's lines a lot there, and a very good move from Beans as he's got the DRS and he will pull away from these guys. Lewis is coming past Farscope as Farscope has not got the DRS. Down the inside, Lewis makes the move on Farscope, and Farscope isn't able to get the switch back, so a great move there from great double move then on the straight from Beans, and Lewis has snuck past Farscope as well, so great racing. At the top here, Communist has closed up a bit to Jet Belly, so maybe Jet Belly's tyres are going off a bit, or he's made a slight mistake. Communist is looking for a move on Jet Belly now. Jet Belly's in AI. Don't know what's going on here. Jet Belly's wheel had an issue or something. This is a disaster. Oh no. Oh no, okay, no, he has got back control of his car again. So he should be able to stay within Communist DRS here, so it's not too bad for Jet Belly. And Falcon's pit now onto softs. Very late call to go onto softs there. You would have expected him to maybe even go 5 laps earlier, so maybe he thought he could take those mediums to the end, but that was not the case. So he's going to have a bit, I think, will be close to Beans here actually. No, he's far clear of Beans. So I think that's just going to be a pedestrian drive then for Falcon now. We'll probably just maintain P6. And just promote Adam Minto though back into P4, so even after that mistake he should be able to take home P4 with Viking dropping a bit off the back of him. SJPG sets the fastest lap, and he's made a, oh no, he hasn't made a move on Farscope. Farscope's just pit for a new front wing, so maybe he picked up damage battling Beans and Jake. Oh no, Beans and Lewis, sorry. Now Jet Belly 1. They're probably looking for a move here on Communist here. He's very close to him, only 4 cents behind. And his tyres, the tyres in terms of condition are probably very similar now, so. Down the straight we go, Jet Belly 1 isn't closing that much Communist. Has Communist got a bit more ERS? No, he's not burning it, so. Jet Belly was not able to close up as much as he would like to Communist into this corner, but he has got the DRS again for this. So can Jet Belly get a good exit? He gets a decent exit. Communist does get a better exit though, and Communist has been able to fight him off for that lap. But because of that facing a penalty Communist does have, it might be a smart idea here for Communist to Jet Belly, sorry, to just stick behind Communist and not go for the move and save up his ERS. Although Adam is very racy on the back of Communist here, he's almost looking for a move then. Communist goes a bit deep there into that corner. And B Hill's closing up to these guys, so can B Hill catch the DRS if because Communist seems to be the slower one out of the top 3 at the moment, so B Hill is closing on him slightly, and because of the freezing a time penalty Communist has, this could mean that Communist, with that mistake getting him that time penalty, could lose him not only P1 but also P2, and he could be in P3 here. Yep. So B Hill closing very quickly on these top guys by a few tenths a lap it seems, as the Idoin has spun again. He's having a miserable race there. Really not ideal for him on his, I believe, his debut on ABS. So But nonetheless, Jet Belly 1 on the straight. He's much closer to Communist time, and he saved up ERS. Into turn 1, easy move for Jet Belly. But he does go deep, the overspeed's caught him out a bit. And through this turn 2 and turn 3, Communist gets a better run there on the inside and has got the DRS. So, but Jet Belly 1 is fighting back with his overtake. Into turn 4, Jet Belly breaks late. He's trying to carry more momentum around the outside. That is a fantastic move from Jet Belly there. Carrying great momentum around the outside, and Communist could do nothing about it. Because Falcon sets the fastest lap, so that's a great move from Jet Belly, but this is affecting Communist a lot. Because B-Hill is much closer now and will be able to benefit off that freezing and time penalty he did pick up earlier. So the wire boys are quite close on track, but I don't think Lewis will be close enough to make a move at this point. So Jet Belly is just saving up that overtake now. He's got a bit more than the Communist, and about 20% more than B-Hill behind him. He's really pushing to try and get into that DRS. Although Thrasher's AI here, could Thrasher's AI give B-Hill DRS? I think B-Hill is a bit too far back for that DRS. But if Thrasher's AI could help B-Hill close up to the top guys. Although Thrasher is on stop, so I think Thrasher will probably just go through these guys. Although there is a rule against that, so hopefully he does. Well, no, he's disconnected. Okay, that's just his AI racing then. Oh, Sam the next DNF through the right left. He's out the points anyway, I think, so not the end of the world really. But oh, I know he's retired on track. What is he doing? That's two people are retired on track, then absolute melons. Anyway, Jet Belly 1 still maintaining the lead, and Jet Belly with that better pace is pulling Communist along and away from B-Hill slightly, so this may be able to help Communist if Communist can save a bit of ERS and maybe stretch away from B-Hill. Do have Viking right behind Falcon though, but I think there's no way Viking to be able to remake a move then on those 15 lap old hards compared to Falcon's fresh softs. Yeah, and Falcon's pulling away very easily then from him. But at the end of the points though, we have some cars very close. Jake, SJP and Lewis are all right by each other, as Idoin being lapped by those guys. What's going on here? I don't know. There's I think Thrasher's crashed. I honestly don't know what's going on here, but they're out the points, so it's not going to affect anything, and it's too late for a safety car. Out of this corner now though, Communist is looking to make a move on Jet Belly down. Did all his overtake, and Jet Belly 1 has also burned his overtake, so that overtake he has saved up is now gone. Easy move for Communist via the DRS as Jet Belly 1 breaks very late then, almost hits the back of Communist. Up to turn 4, can Jet Belly 1 make a move in the slipstream with DRS? No, he's not close enough, he won't be able to make that. But behind, Jake and SJP are battling. I think Lewis has dropped off a bit, maybe he made a mistake. So, just a battle between Jake and SJPG here. Can Jake make a move down the straight with the DRS? We'll have to see. They have got very similar overtakes, so definitely could be likely that Jake could make a move, but SJPG does have those fresh softs, so he will be able to get better traction. So it's probably quite unlikely he will look for the move here. As no, he's not able to make the move, but can he get a better run out of turn 2 up to turn 4? He gets a decent exit, but he's a bit squeamish on exit, and SJPG with those fresh soft tyres looks like he's going to hold that position comfortably. Jumping up with the leaders though, as they're going to go for the DRS, the two DRS zones where it's most likely for them to make an overtake. Communist is leading Jet Belly 1 now, and B-Hill's dropped a bit off the leaders, so this P2 for B-Hill might not be might not be able to get it, because Communist is pulling away from him a bit. Maybe B-Hill's tyres are going a bit too old now, but this is the final lap of the race. Is Jet Belly 1 going to look for a move in Communist? No, he opts to not use his overtake. Maybe he's looking for a move right at the end of the race, but that Communist facing a pen. Smart and stick behind Communist. B-Hill will be pushing to stick within that 3 seconds. They'll go and change the gap to leader now, so you can see the B-Hill and Communist for that P2 position. This Jet Belly 1 will get the penalty that he has removed, I think. So looks like he will probably end up winning this race. As Jake's dropped back from SJPG and is out the TRS now. Fast scoped in P11 has spun. Anyway, battle between the leaders. They've just got to keep it together now, keep their car on track, not make any mistakes, and just make it cleanly through the last 3 corners. They're doing that at the moment. From this is getting a bit skirmish on exit. His tyres must be absolutely screaming now. They surely must be very close to punch territory. Probably about 70%, so it won't be far off. But out the final corner we go. Communist will take the win on track. However, Jet Belly 1, who's likely to remove those 2 fighting penalties, I believe has won this race. So I think Jet Belly 1 wins the race from B Hill, followed by Communist to make up the podium. Adam Minto through the last corner here. He's going to take P4, and there was no one really battling on track, so it looked like I'm going to just go and check Fire King's pen. He's got a free tag in the air, so I believe it will be Falcon P5, Fire King P6, Beans P7, SJPG P8, Y-Boy Jake P9, and Y-Boy Lewis P10. Unless they've got a load of penalties, and I don't know. Farscopes is quite a way back from them. I'll go and invite the top 3 for interviews then. Actually, no, the party thing isn't working, so unfortunately I won't be able to do interviews because I can't go and tag anyone in the thing. Oh, Ruben, sorry, I didn't see that. But the party audio can't be included, so unfortunately that wouldn't happen anyway. The top 3 on the podium celebrating. That top 3 is confirmed, but the order oh, okay. So I'll quickly go through the order then. So B Hill, so I think Jet Belly said he only can get 1 remove, so I'm unsure, but the top 3 will be B Hill, Communist, Jet Belly. I'm not sure about the order so far. Adam Minto P4, Falcon P5, Fire King P6, SJPG P7, Jake P8. Oh, no, actually no, Beans will be P7, he has a timing glitch, we'll have to fix that out. SJPG P8, Jake P9, Lewis P10, Farscope P11 just outside the points. The Edoint P12, Thrasher P13, and the rest of these guys are all DNF'd out of the race. I won't read the names out because I'm a bit lazy. But yeah, I'm going to quickly go for the race director of Jet Belly to see how he got those penalties. Got them all on lap 8, 9 and 10. So we'll see what happens there then. Jet Belly got a collision with Nick. He got another one with Nick. Oh, and he sped into the pit lane. Ah, okay. Oh, and he got a thing with Sam the Nick. When did he pit? Jet Belly won. Oh, he did pit on that lap. Okay. I think Jet Belly should be able to get the race win, but I'm not sure. What did he get then? So we got a collision. No, so he sped into the pits. He had a collision. Well, I think I'm missing the other one. He got lap 8, wasn't it? Yeah. And then he had another collision. So he sped into pit lane on lap 9. I think did he pit consecutive laps then? Oh no, he didn't. So on the lap he pitted, he sped into pit lane. Okay, yeah. So the winner from this race is B Hill. So B Hill has actually won this race then, followed by who would it be? It would be followed by Communist, and Jet Belly would be P3. Okay, so that is the confirmed order. Sorry for waffling on for about 5 minutes, but yeah. So that is the order from the race. The fastest lap does go to who is that? Is that Falcon? Yes, the Falcon gets the fastest lap. I don't know what's happened with the lobby. It's all the countdown's not going to go on, so I'm going to end the stream now. Thanks for watching, everyone, for the opening round of ABS Tier 4. It's actually quite a good race at the end, despite some top guys like Charlie losing it and making mistakes and whatnot. There was still a very good battle for the lead, although the rest of the field were rather spread out at the end. So thanks for watching, and come back on Friday at 6:30 for Tier 1. The next round is Spain, so Spain again, a very interesting track for strategy, because again, start of the game, people aren't aware of what to do. Similar to Bahrain, it can be a soft medium, but you could also go for much harder tyre compounds and different strategies. So I'll stop waffling on. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on Friday. Or you can come in for Friday for Tier 1 at 6:30. See ya. Dear.